back with Warhammer 40K, progressing hopefully to the end of this act. Yeah, the action's picked up a little more. It's been a little bit more interesting. I've enjoyed this a little bit better, so let's proceed. See where the Harlequin sent us. Are we actually gonna get out of here? Let's find out. Looks very familiar.
A space wolf never fails in their duty.
I better myself through my service. Pay attention. Always keep your eye on the prize.
It is a very pretty game, I do want to say that.
Let us not dawdle.
The two pilots are already disarmed and shackled. They give you a haunted look as you approach them, but do not dare say anything. Excuse me. You take a glance at the Xenos boat. Sure, its design and certain parts appear bizarre, but you still guess their purpose. You could probably steer it. I can steer a gondola, and Elentok, we don't need these pilots. I believe her. Leave while you can. Juliet, take the helm. The pilots catch Juliet's cold gaze. Exchange glances, take off running without saying a word. The gondola is yours. Alright, hang on. Why is it as soon as I start playing, my nose starts running, I start coughing? I haven't done that at all today.
Rise to the top, or...
The gangster inspires too large to see it in its entirety. Its true proportions are shrouded in shadows, and you feel as if those shadows try to envelop and swallow you whenever you look away. So that's our way out, eh? Can't wait to get far away from here. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I really want to see a real sun, not those pale, feeble things among the spires. I smell blood in the air, blood that is about to be spilt. I hear the echo of clashing swords and the terrified screams of the Xenos writhing under our heel. Oh, Father, what a marvelous feast you have prepared for me. By the golden throne, we made it. All in one piece. Not bad. We can't relax just yet. We still got a long way to go. Elentok. Julia touches the glowing stone in her chest and turns her aching gaze to the spire. Her face is burdened with a strange expression as if a roaring torrent of sadness and fear rage is about to erupt. My kin from Commorragh are still there. I can sense it, all as I sense the flames of their souls inexorably going out. Fury and fear are devouring me from the inside out, and I do not know what frightens me more. The grim answers to hide behind the spire's wall, or the scars that my heart will bear once I discover them. Yet I must learn the truth about my world. Perhaps this day the outcast finds her path again. Come along. When we find the Farseers, you will have your answers. You speak the truth, Elentak. Let us be on our way. We will tear their lives from the clutches of my insatiable cousins. She turns her face to you, and despite her tense expression, you see the corners of her mouth twitch. I find myself wondering if a single Farseer, gazing at the hazy visions of things yet to come, ever glimpsed a future where their key to their salvation stemmed from the duo of a Monkey and an outcast. As for the webway gate that the Arabenian mentioned, were it to open before you and let you enter the webway, you would require help from one of our kind. I could try to open the gate, but to do that I would need a certain construct, a resonance device. The master of this place must keep it close in hand. If you wish for me to use my knowledge and open a path out of Commorragh for us, find this item. Without it, I am powerless to make the webway allow us entry into its labyrinths. Juliet, what is the plan to find your kin? Farseers are not easy captives to keep. Whatever the Dark Ones are using to repress my kin's powers, those tools will be noticeable. I will find a way to them. The spire of grieving tempest welcomes you with muffled noises sweeping from its dark walls, distant voices, footsteps, screams of pain.
Well, what do we have here? I always keep my options open.
Oh my goodness. Got that.
I always have a backup plan.
Alright, hey, what do you know? Another small area. I don't necessarily like that idea. Go this way.
Is there money to be made?
Your motives and methods are woven from Shadow Jai, but they help you to survive much in my exile.
Keep your wits about you. This could be an opportunity.
Oh.
My success was inevitable.
What a peculiar thing.
Too hard for a simple monkey.
Who's shooting?
What is it? I have learned much in my exile.
rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
What is that?
A trivial task. Nothing escapes my sight. My success was inevitable.
Caton, my son. The Eldari Farseer's tortured body is barely moving. You have seen abject creatures like this before, stitched together from several bodies. Their miserable existence serves but to satisfy the homunculus' master morbid interest in perversions of the flesh. And yet, this one is not like the others. A twin face stitched together from parts of several male and female Eldari turns its unseeing gaze towards you. Its eyes have been crudely sewn shut. You have come, my son. Holmes' ghostly whisper escapes the cut lips, oozing blood and pus. Hold the line. Don't let the corruption spread further. A commanding shout comes with a cough from inside the ripped-open thorax, where 3 hearts are beating inside a single ribcage, as in a prison of bone. I finished the statue, master. A fleeting, satisfied expression passes over the stitched face as a suave young voice interrupts the warlike shouting. We are all united in the shadow of the great tree, sister, until Kayla Menshar Kane reclaims our hearts. Your elucidated discerns yet another voice, soft and profound. O Isha, mother of all life, may your blessing protect the children of Assyrian from the abominations of bodily spirits and torture. The other's hand twitches as she reaches for her weapon. Nothing of your kin is left in this creature, and their suffering nearly yet. That is not so. The accursed homunculus has merged not just the Farseer's bodies, but their soul as well. They are still inside in agony, torn to pieces by memories, their own and others, but I can sense the shadow of she who thirsts creeping ever closer to devour them and erase them from this world forever. I cannot let that happen. Man, that was not cool. What the fuck, yo? Saves. I want to make sure I don't miss anything.
Let us not dawdle.
Commorragh, what a strange feeling. Kayla Menshar can't take my heart. Placed on a grimstone pedestal in front of you is an intricate game board, broadly similar to the one Regicide players use. Miniature figurines of Dukari and Siriani, skillfully fashioned out of onyx and wraithwood, are frozen in elegant poses opposite each other. Several of them are toppled, and for a moment you think you see fresh blood running from under the game piece down the small grooves carved in the game board. Juliet, are you alright? She stares at the game board, stunned. It seems she never heard your question. Quiet, please. Stop torturing my mind. I will not let you become another spirit of the wind. Not for the light of a million stars. Just let me explain myself. Either Xenos can have a nervous breakdown, or your pet Eldari is having a conversation with those game pieces right now, Shireen. You must confess I don't like either option. Perhaps she went completely crazy when she betrayed you, and it's time for her to free her from the torment of insanity. Juliet, what's going on? I left Commorragh because that was my path. Is that not what you have been teaching us from birth until the final moments of our lives? I can hear it very well, the mournful lament of our brothers and sisters tortured to death in this room. I prefer not to hear it, but I cannot. As clearly as I hear the melody of your soul storming, but don't you dare. There's no need to blame me for what happened to you. One of the Farseers is trapped in the game board, correct? How did you know? But K is capable of hearing the call of an immortal soul of a child of Assyrian. Could it have been a simple guess? Yet you are absolutely right, Alantok. In their torture, the Dark Ones go far beyond the limits of the possible. For imprisoned with these game pieces within this board designed for games that intrigue the mind is the soul of a Farseer. You should end her suffering, Yurliet. No, I cannot. If you destroy an Assyriani's soul without applying a Spirit Stone, still in Thresh's claws will reach out and tear that soul apart. Why would the Drukhari imprison a Farseer's soul in a board game? Why does the wind blow and the rain fall? Why does starlight illuminate our path and darkness dismay us? It is their nature, for that is the way of the world. The Dark Ones feed on the spirit's suffering, while the Farseers are powerful beings, unbending will, whose souls, however, are brittle. Every move on this game board causes the Farseer nothing but pain. She feels everything, sees everything, and is aware of everything. She dies with each taken piece and is resurrected at the end of a game. We could take the Farseer to the ship and save at least what is left of her. It's hard to say how much more of her suffering her soul is yet to endure before we leave the city. She may even be devoured by Sail and Thresh on the way, as forms like these can make their souls very brittle and defenseless. But if you think there's a chance she can be saved, I will not stand in the way. Well, that's not very comfortable.
I have learned much in my exile.
I always keep my options open. This is intriguing.
You interrupted my thoughts. I am not your Xenos pet, monkey. Oh, you moving?
No right to exist! We are called to battle.
Who do I want to put first?
I will not fail the craft world.
Faith shields me.
I do not fear a perilous path. You will pay dearly for your actions.
If I must, this tedium is beneath me. Another soul slips beyond the veil. If it serves your cause.
I do not fear a perilous path.
Nobody escapes us.
No tears for me, Isha.
As the Emperor comes with you, my Emperor!
High momentum.
In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. This is why I was chosen. Is a prayer.
This can't be over.
Faith without
I answer the call.
Wolves raid!
Heal my wounds.
None can do this better than a warrior of the All-Father! I hunger for battle. So it shall be.
We should deal.
Worse than this?
At your beck and call.
Pitiful attempt.
Victory is target well struck. It will be done.
A pitiful attempt.
I don't need luck. I have strategy. I'll see to it, personally. Consider this
Heal
a
my
taste of what's to
wounds.
come. It's as good as done. I'll make it happen.
Living on the edge.
Oh, that's Avalon. Oh, jeez.
I can do that. I wanted medal.
You are the art of pain.
Am I getting paid for it?
You've unleashed my fury.
I can do that. Never cross a
For
Kazbalikan.
a flesh crafter.
You've got a problem? I've got a prize.
Indeed, an exemplary strike.
A pitiful attempt.
I am a prey taker.
I understand your intent. If it serves your cause, I'll deal death with my hands. I am not your Xenos pet, Morty.
Guided by faith! Doubt is for the weak. None can escape the Emperor's
The
judgment.
ancestors.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Each strike is a prayer.
I answer the call.
Wolves
Pay dearly for your
a
actions.
bite of death!
return this favor tenfold.
So it shall be. I have become the All-Father's word inside. Perish! None can do this better than a warrior of the All-Father. Wolves red, I will carve runes out of your face. See how the wolf succeeds. I will tear your heart out for this.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
High momentum.
No matter the cost. A tactically sound approach. It will be done. I will do my duty. Grey hair, sure hand.
Pitiful attempt.
Victory is imminent.
Oh, Isha, heal my wounds.
Indeed.
You will pay dearly for your actions.
I'll see to it personally. Who if not me? On it.
Wait, won't care. Extend a helping hand and I will show you the way home.
Oh, too hard for a simple monkey.
I'm gonna have to figure out.
Well, what do we have here?
My success was inevitable.
What a peculiar thing.
A trivial task.
I must have crossed one and didn't realize it. Let's see.
This is intriguing.
I align my path with yours. For now. Keep a sharp eye. Too hard for a simple monkey? I have learned much in my exile. My success was inevitable.
I always have a backup plan.
Hi. Or the first here. I think we're traced if there's a real game.
What a shame.
A Monkey and outcasts have found their way to the heart of the Dark City to save what little remains. The universe is full of cruel surprises, but this is an outcome I managed to foresee. You ever seen our meeting could not avoid being captured? What is the point of your prophecies then? Your lady glares daggers at her fellow Eldari, but he does not look away. I'm glad our paths have crossed again, my child. It is a great relief for me to know you are alive, and a great joy to see how much firmer of spirit and mind you have grown over your years of exile. I think we have a lot to talk about. Make an Eldari greeting gesture with your hands. You have yourself a most amusing monkey to keep your company, Yurliet. She understands our language and even knows a thing or two about customary greetings. Not that anyone makes her a worthy companion for you to have on your path. It is the Yellentak who keeps me at her side. Were it not for her, my soul would have long left this Shabadi. Or else I would have been devoured by a minion of she who thirsts. I would never have learned the truth of what happened to the Commorragh. You said you could help us find our way home. What did you mean? The countless hours I spent in the homunculus cages were not all spent to the throes of agony. I listened, observed, absorbed, and I soon learned that an age-old gate built by our ancestors hidden in the heart of the spire. Webway gate connected to the world outside. I can unseal and forge our path to salvation. I can help you make your way out of the Dark City and leave this place behind. But you must take me to the gate. My mind is still firm and my spirit is unbreakable. My body, on the other hand, will not soon forget pain's embrace. What is the point of your questions, Ellentak? I can guide you to the gate myself, but not before Eklund de Marsh, who walks the paths. Pours life true to the bottomless well of my fear and doubt. Don't understand what all that was about. Perhaps we ought to start by introducing ourselves? Of course, Ellentak. One forgets one's good manners all too easily in the Dark City. Standing before you is Eklendil Mayersh, who walks the path of the Farseer. He has the all-seeing eye and the timeless sentinel of Commorragh. He was, that is. Either way, Amonkhe's name is not the kind of thing he would be particularly interested in. In case you're expecting me to introduce you in turn, he will forget your name as serenely as one forgets the troubling dream in the morning. Ellentak. Now that is a word I have not heard in years. The Farseer does not even look in your direction. There were other Farseers besides you in the spire. Between the homunculus' tortures, I was able to glance inside my kin's desperate minds. I saw every soul that was extinguished in the spire. I sang a lament for every brother and sister sacrificed by the Dark Ones. I carry their memory in my heart, and if I get out of here alive, their names will not be forgotten. Your senses fail you, Clendel. Many died, but not all. I was unable to save her, but you could have tried. What is this? Explain yourself, Monkey. What in God's name has made you decide to torture one of my sisters? Are you aware that a Farseer's soul is imprisoned in this object, and that your very touch caused unspeakable pain to her immortal soul? I did what I could to save the Farseer's soul, but I could only do so much. You have set me free, and I'm grateful for the rescue. What you are doing is wrong. I can free my sister's tortured soul if you let me, Monkey. I'm asking for one more favor. Then do it. Lay to rest the wretched soul imprisoned in this object. Your lid blinks in surprise. In her eyes, there is a faint and fleeting trace of softness and gratitude. Really? I must confess, I have set little store by your species in the past. Perhaps in some regards, I was wrong to do so. The Xenos nods in gratitude, finds a spirit stone on one of the homunculus' desk, and chants a few unfamiliar words which your elucidator does not catch. Dark blood pours out of the game board in the Eldari's hands, but as soon as he finishes his chant, a warm glow suffuses the stone he is holding. It is done. The Farseer is at your disposal, Yurliet. I feared this moment would never come. Yurliet takes a deep breath and looks into the Farseer's eyes. Look at me, Eklendil, and tell me what adversity befell our home. As a council member, you cannot possibly be unaware of the truth. And Eklendil, you don't even consider hiding anything from me. Sometimes ignorance truly is bliss, my child, but I cannot deny you your right to know the truth. When we found ourselves amid the stars of this stellar fabric, we encountered a Monkey ship, a ship much too puny to take on an Assyriani world, or so we thought, until the council was struck with the vision of the horror to come. This ship would be our doom, not only for us on our Commorragh, but for all Dari kind in the nearby stars, even for those whose paths stretch far beyond the stars. We cannot allow such a thing to happen. When the ship approached, we pierced it with 100 salvos and then Detroits. From among the wreckage, the Rangers found no trace of the foreseen curse. Syrian, how wrong we were. The ships that returned from their reconnaissance to our starports were already carrying it on their wings. Whether it was a scratch from passing wreckage or the infected ashes of the Monkey ship or the cosmic winds had not had time to disperse, the plague crept in our home and immediately began to eat away at the craft world's very flesh. In the Infinity Circuit, the souls of the ancestors battled the spreading pestilence ferociously, but the world was falling apart and there was no stopping it. Spires collapsed, rivers dried up, the ground itself sank, and all living things turned into a strange blend of organic matter and metal. We fought for our home until the very end, but when it became clear that the Commorragh was beyond saving, the Council decided to gather all who remained, board them on the surviving shuttles, and scatter across the galaxy to look for salvation. And that was what we did. But who steered the infected vessel towards the Commorragh? I'm afraid
you already know the answer, Elentark. You just cannot accept it. Your predecessor, she who previously owned this vessel and your entire protectorate, the monkey who kept a piece of my homeworld in her study, like a trifle or trophy of no great significance.
So it was your accursed kind. Eklendil's eyes light with golden radiance. Wait, Eklendil. Shedding innocent blood will not bring our home back. The attack is guilty only of helping me reach this place and free you. The blood of the executioner of our people flows through their veins of the one you long to save. What has the Monkey done to deserve your mercy? The golden sparks slowly die away, and the Farseer warily closes his eyes. You said a disease broke out aboard the ship? You want to know how your kinspeople destroyed my world so you can follow their example? Answer the question, Eklendil, not for the Monkey's amusement, but for the sake of those whose souls dissolved in infinity. At first we thought the Monkey were in service of the greatest enemy of our kind, the one who lurks beyond the edge of reality, but the world's affliction manifested itself differently. It distorted Commorragh while avoiding encounters with the souls of our ancestors. We were waiting for Salanthresh, the destroyer of souls, to burst her way in through the gaping wounds of the world, yet her gaze was directed away from our suffering. No one ever managed to identify the nature of the curse, even as we watched it destroy our home. And so, having lost all hope of saving it, we fled. If your clan fled Commorragh, how did you end up here? Our twisted cousins found our arcs in the void's cold embrace. At first, it seemed they were going to save us, to extend a helping hand. So we told them what happened to the Commorragh and where to look for it. But our cousin souls are dark and thirst for blood. My arc was one of the first they seized. The Drukhari mastered hundreds of thousands of their own kind for fleeting pleasure's sake, and enslaved the Farseers for their accursed experiments, and that, Monkey, was how I ended up in this cage. Did this Commorragh completely destroyed? That is hard to believe. The Arabenian took care of what remained. That is none of your concern, Monkey. But Eklendil, how did Commorragh end up in the Expanse? This close to Monkey ships and the Dark One's hunting grounds. That was the path chosen by the Council, my child. We had charted Commorragh's course among the stars for years. No one had an inkling of the terrible fate that would await us in the place that promised us salvation. No one knew. The Farseer looks away for a mere second, but an inching sensation immediately burrs its way to the base of your skull. Something is wrong here. The paths I have walked have taught me a great deal. To see the truth where it is concealed and not hesitate to cut off the head of a lying snake that tries to coil around my heart. If the entire Farseer Council failed to precede their world's doom, then everything the children of Surian have been taught about the paths for centuries is a lie. You are hiding something, Glendale. Speak. Speak now. How dare you take that tone with me, outcast? I am not obliged to justify myself before you, let alone protest my innocence. Perhaps I should just put you back in the cage. We had been steering Commorragh among a course prophesied by the stars themselves, till Shael's tumultuous currents cast us to the edge of the great wound. A storm was come, threatening to sweep Commorragh away from its path, and so the council decided on a route to safety. Among the nearest islet of hope, and into the place known among the Monkey as the Coronis Expanse. We stood by our decision, but there came a point where the prophecies became even darker and more unsettling. Someone proposed altering the course, but the closing grip of raging Shael was blocking our path on all sides. It was then that the council's opinion was split. My vote was the deciding one in that difficult debate, for I believed that the prophecy had promised us salvation and the Expanse could not have been a lie. You already know what happened next. The Farseer closes his eyes and turns away, unwilling to meet Yrliet's gaze. So we were doomed. I should have stayed on Commorragh. I could have tried to help those who survived the disaster. If only I had not chosen the accursed path and left the craft world, I could at least try to save someone. Was it not the Farseers who made a bad decision? What difference would it have made if you'd been on the Commorragh? The Farseers. It is not beyond their power. They led Commorragh to prosperity for years, only to become too blind to what was going on around them. Had they not followed the prophecy as the old customs required, had they changed course instead, Commorragh might still be whole. There is no bringing back the past, but you can try to change your people's future. Yrliet stays silent for a long time, peering into the face of a Farseer standing across from her. Calm and collected, he looks prepared to meet his fate. Finally, Yrliet replies, "We are both guilty and both deserve a fate, much more terrible than death. However, it is too early for us to leave this world before we have atoned for our guilts. Come with me, Glendale. We have a lot to do before great oblivion. We will find our brothers and sisters and protect those who seek to harm them. Perhaps we may even find a new home. Your words are like a healing melody flowing into my tormented soul. I accept your proposal, my child." Alright, so that's done. Now, anything over here is explored? Ah, well, where is this place? I'll be dipped.
Keep your wits about you. Is there money to be made?
There's always room to be made. You just make any of it.
What do we have here?
Came in from the right side at least.
A trivial task.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust. What a peculiar thing.
Too hard for a simple monkey.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
My pleasure.
This could be an opportunity.
My success was inevitable.
I don't want to go there yet.
Let us not
More
dawdle.
exploration good.
I always have a backup
Watch
plan.
your steps.
I always keep my options open.
Hang it. It's coming.
Keep your wits about you.
Oh, shoot. Look around.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
A trivial task. Speak, Elantak. None are better at searching. I need no farseer to guide my future. I have learned much in my exile. Choose your own path. My reckoning will be swift. I need to find the answers.
I made that harder than it had to be.
Is there money to be made?
A lot of exploration, not a lot of fighting, but it's still good area, good fun. So, I'm next. What am I doing? Why are you not walking this way?
Always keep your eye on the prize. I always keep my options open.
Alright, here's where we're going to stop for today. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying this. If you are, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. It means a lot, helps the channel grow, and I do appreciate it. Until next time, love you guys. Hope to see you again soon. Take care now. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.